Hey guys, it's me Nas, and we're going to react to the cringiest WWE moments ever. This is basically one of those things that any segment or any type of booking decision that WWE has made, that we kind of understand that there are a lot of things that it would make no such sense or would it make any sense in in such ways, and then it ends up being cringe at some point. One of which is that there's a lot of those things in 2019 or somewhere like 20, like you could say 17, 18, and 19. Those were the eras where there's a lot of cringe stuff that it's either Vince McMahon who made the decision or creative in general. But let's get into the video and see what are the other WWE cringiest moments that we get to experience during this ride as we watch throughout the years.
You spend years trying to explain to your friends that wrestling is actually great. Like, it's not about that. It's about the incredible storytelling these athletes deliver through their body of work in the ring. But then you get caught. The moment they walk in on you, WWE pulls out something cringy. I wish I got caught annihilating my meat. Wrestling is full of cringeworthy moments.
I was just the right guy.
For example, watching Hulk Hogan or trying to save this segment was really uncomfortable. But today I asked you on X, give me some of the cringiest WWE moments of all time. Let's see what you got. Basically, every promo Braun made that year, but the train sound effects were especially cringe. You can't handle a little bit of choo-choo? You can't handle a little bit of choo-choo? Come on. It makes sense. Braun loves trains. Braun does train sound effects. Choo-choo, chugga chugga chugga. Before he beats the crap out of you. Wrestling needs more characters, and a train man is something I can get behind of. And
I don't really get the character. Why does he have to do that? I get it, maybe to wound up the crowd, but it doesn't even make any sense. The fact that you say the choo choo or whatever that is, and then you're trying to run over people. I get it that WWE at the time is like focusing on the family friendly type of vibe, but now it's like, they're trying to bring back a bit of that, back of that ruthless aggression era type vibe, or not literally more of the Attitude Era, but the thing is that they don't need to go all that. And when you look at Braun Strowman now, is because he doesn't use that most of the time, because they're trying to build this man as an unstoppable force instead of doing all that choo choo and all that stuff. But that's how it is.
time Cody Rhodes cuts a promo. Now we're turning this video into hot takes. I don't know what you're talking about. Cody cries a lot. I love that. Not the fact that he cries, but he does cry a lot. It makes these segments have a bit more emotion. Zombies exist in
Yes.
kayfabe now. I can't
this
even
one.
call it cringe. It was bad. I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief. I wouldn't particularly say, though, I believe in zombies. Haven't seen one. This is where I draw the line in wrestling. Undertaker's kinda cool, though.
Go yourself.
Yes, we actually got a segment where Dude shaved his tag team partner's back. Now, don't be judgmental, people. This is a no judgment zone.
Oh boy.
You, at least once, shaved your buddy's back, your boy's back. Boy needs a hand, you give it to him. I don't see a problem with that.
They really did the revival dirty, legit. Like, this group or this tag team, the Revival, are one of the most decorated tag teams when they had in NXT. When they move up to the main roster, they were basically, doing all this comedic type of stuff, which is doesn't make any sense. But good thing that they at some point went to AEW, and then they're trying to, revitalize their own situation as a tag team, which is great. And since so far, it's been a while that I haven't known what's up with them, but hopefully they're doing all right in AEW.
This whole segment, Bailey, this is your life. Segment so bad, years later, Vince McMahon made fun of it. The same guy who wrote that shit, by the way.
Yeah.
The idea is whatever. The delivery was bad. I don't even know what was the point. You were a nerd in high school or something? My family went years without watching wrestling. Of
this
course, the
one.
first time I give it a chance, again, it was this episode. Again, I don't see the point. Bobby has sisters.
Well, yeah.
Funny.
And-
Bobby, you loser, you have sisters.
And the fact that they use, guys that are enhancement talents at that time, it's really messed up. Like, what type of booking this type of segments that, Vince had? Like, yes, Bobby has sisters, but what are you gonna do with it? Absolutely nothing, right? It's like, oh boy.
with mustache. What was the
Yeah.
joke? Man, even Sammy couldn't save the segment. When Vince
Yeah.
McMahon had CM Punk sing on live TV. I don't
Oh.
really remember that.
Yeah, I was like,
pretty, oh so pretty and gay.
I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. Divas Halloween Battle Royal. It's crazy that 2 years after this, women's wrestling was taken more seriously. Thinking about it now as one of the
Yeah.
first things I watched while getting into WWE live on TV.
my
I know, it's a
goodness.
bad time. It's cringy watching it now. By the way, that wrestler right here is Lithuanian, Oksana. I'm from Lithuania too. The only professional wrestler, by the way. It was bad. The whole thing was bad. Nowadays, you're supposed to feel bad or guilty when you say, well, I used to hate women's wrestling. And I
During
think
that
that
time.
people are kind of pretending. Let's be real. It really was bad. And
Yeah,
it
during the
wasn't
time,
even
it
their fault.
wasn't
The way it
great.
was presented on television, it
Yeah.
was horrendous. Of course,
Yeah.
I didn't care much about women's wrestling because it sucked. Full segment, The Rock electrifies NXT for the first time ever. Oh yeah, I saw that promo. He basically didn't say much. He was just hyping it up for whatever reason. It was
Yeah.
kind of funny when he
He
said,
was-
You can't be nice to Cody.
"Ah, Rocky, you're missing the point. It wasn't necessarily cringy,
it's not-
but I
it's
get the
not
idea." For
cringy.
Tyler Rain as a whole, honestly, it depends. I get it, I guess. Like,
no.
some of these moments between Liv Morgan and Dominic, like, I can appreciate that, right? But if I would be watching that with someone who's not a wrestling fan, I would feel a bit weird sometimes. This moment,
Yeah.
the Bloodline and CM Punk winning War Games, what's cringy about that? I thought that was
That's
cool.
not even
This weird
cringy,
MMA
though.
match between Shayna
Oh,
and
this one.
Ronda. I
God
mean, I
damn it.
remember this one. What were they even thinking? The worst match
Yeah.
on the card. Okay, everybody, glad to be in this meeting. I have an idea. Wrestling is scripted. Punches are scripted. Punches are most of the time the worst part of professional wrestling. What if? What if we do a real fight? But here's the catch. It's not real. Only punching and submissions. But none of it is real. That is a wonderful idea. No words needed for
Bruh.
this one. I would find this very cringy, very embarrassing, very hard to
I
watch.
guess.
I'm just such a big Nia fan, as you all know. As you all know. I love Nia Jax.
Bro.
I feared for my life. Okay, maybe that was
yeah,
cringy. You know what
that's
was even
cringe,
more
yeah.
cringy? The fact that he said, I feared for my life, and then they themselves released the
Yeah.
footage where basically nothing really happened. I get it though, Tony is a nice guy. He was probably shitting his pants. What were they even doing in the pandemic era?
Oh,
So in kayfabe, let's
boy.
zoom that in. This
Boy, the pandemic era was either there were some things that are alright and some are too cringe when it comes to the storylines. And I get it because at the time, like, people are bored of all this stuff where they need more entertainment. And that's why WWE is providing all this entertainment stuff where it's kind of a bit like one of those things that what the hell are they writing these stories of? Because it wouldn't make any sense, you know? And the thing is that for some reason they made this segment, right? Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. What's crazy is that at the time, Jeff was already, I think he's no longer fighting his demons because he already, moved on from it. And the moment that, WWE created a storyline where they think that he's still like this type of person, like he's still on demons or whatever, like it wouldn't make any sense. That's why it's like, why would you book someone in that way? And it's kind of a bit like, I get that Jeff is not sensitive, which is great because knowing that for him, he knew that he just have to do it because it's for the company's sake. But the fact that they do this is so bad. And again, the Great One is gonna explain based on kayfabe how's this gonna work.
This is Jeff Hardy. This is Jeff Hardy's pee, his
Yeah.
urine. Why do I remember Jeff Hardy being dehydrated? I knew it. I knew my man was dehydrated. More water, Jeff. More water. This shit's yellow as fuck. So what we're seeing right here is Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, piss, pee, penis liquids. And his mouth is open. Mouth wide open. And he's drinking. In kayfabe, Sheamus drank a little bit of pee. Is that canon? This storyline was pee cringe. Oh my god.
Yeah, that the wedding between Bobby Lashley and Lana, it was like one of the most like plot twist situations that you don't even know what the hell is going on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch it and understand the context. But trust me, it's like it's one of those things that like what the hell is WWE doing? So basically, at one point, you may live as this character that she's going to have this character, whatever that they presented her at one point in the a small type of trailer, and then for some reason it kind of scrapped out on that sequence where you have to put her in in a segment where Liv became the, I guess, ex-girlfriend of Lana, where Lana is getting married to Bobby Lashley. Like she's trying to crash the party or crash the the wedding ceremony. It's like, I guess it's kind of a bit like weird and weird plot twist, I guess. But regardless, I think that if that's how the WWE books this type of wedding type of weird ways, I guess, well, be it for them.
I completely forgot about that. Apparently, Liv Morgan is in love with Lana.
Yeah.
It didn't even lead to anything. Anytime she
Yes.
cuts a promo. It is kind of crazy in general how WWE ruined her. It was probably her own fault. I heard she's difficult to work with. I can see that happening. Y'all know about the excuses she keeps making. However,
Yeah.
people, I'm gonna admit, I was actually a big fan at one point. Like, her first match was great. WWE knew what they're doing. And then she became just a regular thing on TV. That was the mistake. She needed to be like Brock Lesnar, a special attraction, and she just became one of the gals. It ruined her. Of course,
Yeah, because at that point, she doesn't have the passion to understand about the business. All right. And yeah, that one promo, I don't know if that was a promo or that was a shoot that she made in a video about saying that wrestling is fake. At that point, you don't realize that you basically considered yourself that at that point, I don't know if any wrestling company is going to give you a lot of respect for what you have said, because that is basically the nail of the coffin. At one point, you still have a career, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna be highly respected for what you're saying. Not only because you're not passionate in the mic, but at the same time, you're not even trying what you could. Even if you are one of the biggest combat sports athletes during the time when you were in UFC.
Taker versus Goldberg in 4K quality, as you can see right here. Whether it was cringy or not, at certain points of the match, I'm like, just don't die. Like, that's all I'm asking out of this match. This
Worst
match
match.
happened in like
Worst
2019, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
have been good in 2002. But you all know me, I actually like attraction matches. The quality of the match doesn't really matter as long as you
Yeah.
have two big names. My only kind of wish, my requirement for these matches is, don't die.
Yeah.
Try your best. There's no need context on how bad this segment was. I don't remember it. I remember it watching, and I think their peepees,
boy,
their
not
cocoa
this again.
jumbos, their schmeckles, their dingly donglies were burning from hot pepper or something. What is this Looney Tunes type of shit, man? WWE did. How did we go from this to Netflix? I remember him taking a needle up his ass. I don't remember for what. Was it because he hated the crowd and felt like he's going to get infected by these marks or something along those lines?
Bruh.
It was bad, but the whole Dean Ambrose heel turn, as bad as it wasn't really that bad. I don't feel like. It just seemed like he didn't give a shit. When Logan Paul screams yeet in Jay's face, I went to sleep.
I've been yeeting since 2017. Yeah, yeet!
I think I got goosebumps. Ah, man, I remember that era of YouTube. I wasn't watching these guys. I was watching people making fun of them. I think y'all remember this one for one specific moment. Oh, man. Everything about this iconic Swagger promo. Oh, this is so hilarious. So he got drafted to SmackDown. He made his return, I believe, and he was like, I'm gonna be charismatic now. Jack Swagger. You don't think about Zack Swagger as someone who's very, very charismatic, a good promo, so I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that, bitch.
And I have one stone cold fox of a wife. Whoa!
No pop! Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Right after losing. In WWE's eyes, yes, Drew McIntyre, you are losing this match. But you'll get to sing with this guy.
Oh.
Isn't that a big moment? I think he hated it. Only OGs know. What do you mean OGs? This happened like in 2015. What I like about this segment is knowing the information now. The wink at Vince McMahon being like, I don't want to do this shit. But just watch me. Just watch me deliver that line. And it getting no pop whatsoever.
Succotash!
I mean, I know what you mean
boy.
with this one. But that shit works, unfortunately. It gets the most views on YouTube. People are talking about it. Sometimes it can be so bad it's actually successful. you know, wasn't good. It's pretty cringy. That's actually how the Bobby loves them women meme started. Right after this moment, Bobby just started, really, just started, you know, which was great. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Essentially, this is what WWE are doing with Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. Oh, this is a good one.
I'm gonna make you look like Ellsworth.
Oh my God, pretty good insult, right? How would I respond to that? How would I respond to that? Well, thankfully, Tamina does have a very, very good response.
You need to be quiet or you're gonna start looking like Ellsworth.
Okay.
Still can't believe
Yeah.
Roman recovered from this. Hot take, hot take. This was actually not as bad. This was bad. When you think about it, when you actually think about it, Baron Corbin is a bully. He's like a high school bully from movies. He's the big dog. Roman is the big dog. So Baron Corbin is such an idiot. He's like, oh, big dog, get your dog food. Shit. It wasn't that. As a matter of fact, I think it was good. Depends on the way you look at it, really. I think we're not gonna talk about this one. I'm just wondering,
There's no way.
the WWE really insinuate what we think is happening right here. He was doing the movements, you know?
Bro.
I honestly...
That's a different time period.
This right here made me want to punch my TV. Come on, man. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking... Look at this picture right here. Humiliation by a complete dumbass. Absolute humiliation.
Yeah,
You're the big
but-
dog. What about some dog food? I know it's bad, but come on.
Yeah.
Having frickin' in Seth Rollins' name is just so bad, man. Honestly, I gotta agree. I got used to it, of course, but you know what I hate about it is that you don't have to call him that every single time. It should
Yeah.
be like a gimmick name, like the Legend Killer Randy Orton, the Viper Randy Orton. Well, anyway, people, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to watch more of these videos.
And that's the video, guys. All I can say is that yes, it's one of those things that WWE doesn't have to come up with something that is a bit like, I guess, less cringy in some ways, but you know, they're just trying to test out and see if it kind of works, and that's what WWE has been doing it for years. But especially that 20, like somewhere like 18 and 19 is one of the worst years because of course too much cringe, and I guess the pandemic, that depends on how they you know, book some storylines, and that's basically, you know, not really gonna work in some ways. But all I can say is that this is a fun video to looking back to memory lane. So like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and we will see each other in the next video. Peace.